Watch this video at your own risk because it's about to be a cognito hazard. What I'm talking about today is a living virus that exists in the small microfibers of our technology, which includes, yes, the thing you're watching this video on. Today I will be explaining the entity known as the Fetid King. This entity is right out of the Trevor Henderson universe. It's very unique and it has a ton of weird information about it. And honestly, I think it might be one of the deadliest entities that Trevor has ever made, but I never hear anybody talking about it. So that's what I'm here to do, talk about it. Without more yapping, let's go ahead and get into this living computer virus and let's see how it's gonna mangle and kill you, shall we? Quote, the Fetid King manifests as a computer virus that causes the game to glitch. This creature cannot be killed with anything, end quote. That was the quotation that the creator of the entity, Trevor Henderson, said when he was asked to describe the Fetid King. The name Fetid in Fetid King means disgusting or rotting or putrid king. And if you take one look at the design of the entity, you'll see why it deserves that name and much more. It's rotting and decaying right in front of you. The Fetid King is depicted as a frail, skinny, humanoid skeleton with its spine and ribs and other bones attached to themselves. On these bones are old, rotted, small pieces of flesh that can fall off at random times. And they also stink really bad. The face of the Fetid King is unsettling, to put it lightly. Its mouth is usually stuck wide open as if it's screaming, and where its eyes and mouth should be are empty, hollow sockets where nothing exists. On top of the king's head are various small, thin strands of hair, which are attached to tiny pieces of head skin that are left. And on top of those thin little bristles of hair is a wooden crown that ends in sharp spikes. It's unknown what the crown symbolizes or where he got it from, but he wears the crown. It's kind of drippy. The design I just described to you is bad enough on its own, right? It's this living monster that will kill you. But the way it kills you and the way it devours its victims makes it even worse somehow. You see, because the Fetid King acts as a type of living computer virus that can travel through the digital realm until it finds a device that it wants to infect and manifest itself inside of. No device is safe from this entity, as it can seemingly choose from anything from phones to tablets to computers to Xboxes, PS4s, whatever its choice of meal is, it'll get. I want to briefly explain the process of how the Fetid King infects a device and manifests itself. That way, if it happens to you, you can throw your phone, or whatever it is, into the garbage and never look at it again. The first thing the king will do when he accesses a device is he will implant several corrupted versions of a picture file titled kingbirth.jpg. If you open up that picture file and you look at the file, you'll essentially see a picture of the entity. It's almost like a selfie. This is the king taunting you, pretty much, as there's nothing you can do now, and it's just gonna get worse. Now, in real life, if a random image appears on your computer screen and you see it, one of the first things you're gonna do is try to reverse image search it to see where it came from or what it's trying to be a picture of. However, if you grab the Fetid King image and put it into Google to reverse image search, you're gonna find that it doesn't work. Nothing except a single line of text will pop up, and that text reads, "The Fetid King is coming soon." At this point, the file that you just opened will begin to corrupt, and the device that it's on will begin to see multiplied versions of that file open up rapidly and out of control. Thousands of copies of this photo will open, and your screen and computer will become glitchy and warped, and the Fetid King images will just start to open and close constantly, kind of like flashing you and jump scaring you in a way. But if you are paying close attention at this point, the picture will begin to move slightly after several different times of it opening and closing. Maybe just a different angle of the king's head, or maybe the mouth will open or close a little more, but at this point, the Fetid King has awoken. After an unknown amount of time after this glitchy and warpy stuff starts to happen, the infected device will receive a blue screen crash and an error message that shows the text that says this: "All who dare profane the Fetid King shall take his place," along with other random phrases like "he's coming now" and "he will be here soon." Again, this living virus is literally taunting you before it kills you. And it's at this point, after these messages and blue screens start to pop up, that nothing will begin to work. The computer will stop working, you can't turn it sign off, you can't move anything. It's completely and utterly ruined. Then, as if appearing from nowhere, the smell of death, iron, and rot will begin to fill whatever room you're inside of. You'll hear soft groans of old bones creaking, and a sense of panic and horror will run up your spine. Now, while you're getting filled with these awesome, scary emotions of horror, it will appear on your screen. Or rather, it will appear through your screen, and you will now be face to face with the dreaded Fetid King. The king will then end your life in an unknown way and consume your flesh and move on to another innocent bystander's technology. It is unknown how the king kills its victims. It could be by grabbing them or eating them or ripping into their chest and ripping their heart out. We don't know. But what we do know is that this entity cannot be killed, and there's no way to survive a direct attack from this creature. The Fetid King seems to live in the very fibers of the computer or processor of whatever technology it's infecting. And it seems to be sentient enough and powerful enough to be able to hop between technology pieces just by following the electrical currents in the ground. The only way to survive an attack and an infection of the Fetid King is if you notice the file appear on your device, the Birth of the King JPEG image, throw the device down on the concrete or into a lake or something before it has a chance to duplicate or replicate. Do not open the image, do not reverse image search it, try to get out of there as fast as possible because you have been marked for death by the Fetid King. The Fetid King is the only one that I know of Trevor Henderson's creatures that is a digital or kind of analog entity. One that isn't necessarily a flesh and blood creature, but instead can affect you through the device that you're viewing it on. And I think it's a great thing, I think it's really scary, and I think it's like a worse version of Entity 666 from the Backrooms. But just like several other of Trevor's creatures, the Fetid King seemingly just kills people and attacks them for no reason. We haven't done anything to this guy, and we haven't hurt him or harmed him in any way, yet he goes from computer to computer, from phone to phone, literally attacking people and reaching through their screens and killing them. And that makes the entire horror of the entity even worse, because as humans, we try to rationalize things and we try to think that every single reason something bad happens is for a reason. But the scary and terrifying answer is the Fetid King has no reasons. He is just evil. That's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching to the end. If you want to see more Trevor Henderson creature explanations, check out the rest of the channel. I've done like 7, 8, 9, 10 at this point. You guys seem to love them. I will keep making them if you leave a like, if you let me know that you enjoy these explanations. I'm trying to do explanations of all his creatures in a non-brain rot form. Most of Trevor Henderson's entities have kind of been brain rotified over the past few years, and I'm trying to make that not happen. So again, if you want to fight the brain rot army, subscribe to me, leave a like, and I'll continue to make these non-brain rot videos of the entities. While you're down there, check out the description below for all my social medias, everything else, my other channels, and yada yada yada. I don't want to make this outro too long. Make sure you tell somebody you love them, because life is too short not to. With all that said, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.